So I'm going to give you guys advice that I give to some people, and somebody told me that is the worst advice somebody ever gave it to me, most unhelpful, but I think they were just didn't get it. And I hope you get it, and it really does help me. And it has to do with eternal perspective. I feel like, we love seeing, the lost saved, and we love seeing people that are hungry being fed, and we love seeing things getting fixed. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's a great thing that if you see somebody hungry, you feed them. If somebody's cold, you give them a blanket. It's awesome. It's biblical. It's good. But I think sometimes we miss an eternal perspective, and because we're missing that, we freak out. So I'm going to give you guys a practical advice that I do a lot. And I know some people that done that, and it really, really helped them. So, you're in the mission field, you're doing things, you're working with people. Crisis is going to happen. I work with troubled youth. You hear the worst stories that you ever heard, and somebody that you love fell apart, or a leader fell down. It's just hard. Sometimes it's just hard. And one of the things that I do, and it really helps me, and I believe it could help you, is in the middle of the crisis, I just close my eyes and I just think of myself sitting with Jesus forever. And I take a deep breath and I open my eyes, and then I go take care and deal with the situation. Let me explain that a little bit. I don't know how old you are, but chances are that you're at least 20 years old. So whatever is the problem, the issue that is happening, that is huge and it's sad and it's all those things, I'm not telling you to ignore that. I'm just saying that whatever it is, within 70 years, tops, you're going to be with Jesus. Like, it doesn't matter how hard it is, how bad it is. In 70 years from now, you're not going to be sitting down upset about it, crying about it, freaking out about it. You will be with Jesus. What does it mean in the book of Revelation when it say that we will be with him and reign forevermore, and we'll be sitting on the throne with him? We don't know all the specifics, but it looks good. It looks like at that moment, all of those things will just look like a blip. So it doesn't matter how much it's falling apart. I take a moment to go, this pain, this hardship, it's not going to last more than 70 years for me. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it's not in light of eternity. And I'm going to be sitting with Jesus, and we'll be laughing, and we'll have a good time. And all of those things that I was freaking out and I didn't know how to do, and all of that will have been taken care of. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to leave a sting in you forever. Jesus is the King, and you'll be with him. So my advice is, when a crisis happens, I'm not telling you to not deal with that. I'm not telling you to live in la la land and ignore it. I'm telling you, take a deep breath. You and Jesus. In 70 years, it doesn't matter how drastic, how hard, how horrendous this is. It's going to be okay. Every tear will be wiped away. And you guys are going to be sitting down together, and it's going to be good. So that is actually what gives me the strength when I open my eyes to go, okay, let's go deal with that. Even if we don't know how to deal with that, let's go deal with that. Because there is this eternal perspective. There's eternal perspective that this momentarily suffering would not compare to the glory that's yet to be revealed. And I think it's so funny that Paul is the one that teaches that. And if you look through Paul, right, you go in the book of Acts, and you have the story of him getting dragged out of the town, and they're beating him, and they think that he's dead, and they brought him out, and that happened to him. And then he goes through the list, right, in the book of Corinthians, and he's saying that he got beaten so many times with rod, he got stoned that many times, he got shipwrecked as many times. All of those things happened, and he's saying, all of this does not compare to the joy, to the greatness that yet to be revealed. He had a glimpse of heaven, and he couldn't forget it. He couldn't get over. So when things are falling apart, it's probably not going to last more than 70 years. You'll be with Jesus. Take a deep breath. Jesus is King. And then go deal with the situation.